Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another fun topic that we're all very, very, very accustomed to in the gacha space. And that is going to be the topic of skill issue. Yes, everyone's favorite characteristic where it exists if they're the ones that are clearing the floor and it doesn't exist. The devs are when you're the one that's having an issue. And this appears to be another situation, ladies and gentlemen, where people are just being a little bit dumb. Let me explain what's going on. So as we're all aware, Wuthering Waves' Tower of Adversity, specifically this first floor over here that you're seeing, has been a disaster. Not for very long, but just for the past couple of days, because this dude over here, this Lampy Lumen Myriad, has had his HP increase by 44%, essentially, compared to 2 resets ago, about 60 days ago. 44% HP in 60 days is kind of crazy, right? Most people would say, and at that rate, we might get levels that approach HSR soon. Nobody really wants that for their game. Nobody wants the Genshinified, HSRified, ZZified endgame experience. Because the end result is that you feel like you just have to pull the new units to clear certain bosses, and the bosses are specifically designed for certain characters. I can already tell you at a baseline, Wuwa's endgame is nothing like Hoyoverse's. It's when when Kuro decides to ramp up the difficulty, they make it hard for everybody. Not just, you know, everybody on the roster except for 1 or 2 releases. They make it hell for, like, everyone. And that appears to be what's going on over here. Because I don't think any team does well into this guy. It's more so there are teams that feel like they're not, like, dragging your balls through shards of glass. Other teams, they definitely do, though. That's the situation. That's the brief summary of what's going on here on floor 1. And that's the reason for why we're seeing posts like this on June 22nd, and this is where we're gonna go back to the source. Wuwa endgame right now. TOA HP inflated cancerous enemies with hyper-specific shield buffs and restriction with HP inflation even inside towers. I wouldn't call the buffs hyper-specific to the point of like, oh my goodness, right? There's only one team that works here at a certain time. This is how I'll describe the buffs. They're specific, but there's still a decent number of characters you can use to benefit from them. Basic and heavy attack damage are 2 of the most common damage types in the game, and there are plenty of characters that do that also align with these elemental or align with these attribute damage bonuses. So yes, there are some hyper shield buffs by the definition, or shield buffs, but it's not hyper shield to the point where if all this said was fusion burst damage is increased by 1,000,000%, I'd say hyper shield. Right? If this buff said fusion burst damage is increased by 20,000,000%, I'd be like, yeah, that's hyper shield. You're only supposed to use 1 team in here, and the team is retardedly strong with it. That's my definition of hyper shield at the very least. I don't think that's what's going on over here, but there is a lot of HP inflation. I can see a little bit about why this post got a bit of flack, but as you can see, it's still majority agreed upon. And then we want enemies that just are actually terminal and have HP inflation too. Yeah, this one got like 20% as well. As you can see, people aren't very happy. And there are some people that are going to be toxic positively, defending the situation, saying, oh, it must be because you're just dog shit at the game that you can't get the clear, bro. Get better, bro. But the point is that all these people making the complaints, they can clear. All of them. With a bunch of different teams. But they can still recognize that there is a problem. For example, right? Just because a pro bodybuilder eats 10,000 calories a day, that doesn't mean that you can too. This is the situation, right? If you can't maintain your body shape at 10,000 calories a day, that is literally a skill issue, right? But it's also unreasonable for most people to work off that many calories with regular exercise, right? If you can't do it, it's definitely a skill issue. But is it normal to expect somebody to do that? No. No, you can't like have a chip on your shoulder and be like, ha, look at you fucking loser. Can't eat 10,000 calories a day, bitch, pussy. Like, you can't do that, right? Like, people are going around, they're going to think you're retarded. That's what these endgame Wuwa players, or really any gacha player feels like when they're like, well, bitch, you can't quick swap like I do, play the game with arthritis like me. Do you kind of see what's going on here? There should be a reasonable level of, like, expectation of investment, right? And it appears that this mutual agreement that Kuro Games and the player base have had when it comes to this investment, it's been molested and violated. I don't really know how else to describe it. When you increase floor 1's HP by 44% in 2 resets, in 60 days, 44% in 60 days. Most people would say that's akin to molestation. At least as close as it can get to a fucking gacha game. Right? Like it's fucking endgame. Like bro, these are like fucking nerds balancing numbers in the back end. That's what's going on in the game. And the recognition should be, this isn't right. This isn't sustainable. This is not good in the long run. However, with this many people defending it, you might imagine that there'd be a bit of a toxic positive response. That certain creators, blah, 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 who especially express, right, the more skilled part of the player base, would be eager to hop in and, of course, prove all the naysayers wrong. Because Wallenstein's put out a video. And you guys all right remember the history between me and Wallenstein's. Let me explain to you what happened during our beef. This guy had massive ESL issues when he was, like, reading or integrating a new AI experimental feature from YouTube, and the end result was that YouTube auto-liked comments that called me a fucking retard on his channel. That apparently he didn't know about. Yeah, that's like what occurred. And like, don't worry, I've like talked to one of his moderators and they were like, yeah, he doesn't know English enough for this to have been like his actual intention. So I think that's a fair response, especially after some of the posts that I saw from Wallenstein's regarding the issue. Because as you can see over here, his video title is No More Love for Jinsey, Sad Face. And then he uploads a clear. But before we watch this clear and break down what's going on and what's so fucked up about, well, what he did, let's read this broken-ass English post from, like, I don't even know where the fuck this is from, but like the fact that the translation looks like this, yeah, you could probably guess how he made that AI feature fuck up a while ago. Let's just read this. Elitist! Yes, you're a master. Yes, you have a god PC. Yes, you are rich with an account full of S6R5. But please read this first. This is a pleasee. Is this in English? Wait, sorry. This isn't translated. This is just in English. Nah, he just straight up wrote this. Okay, so this is his English. So remember what I said before? Yeah, okay. As players, not all of us have a DWAC class game. Okay, so this is my first question. Yo, Eddie, what is a DWAC? I'm looking it up right now. It looks like you might have made a typo or are looking for something specific. This sounds like some shit from Star Trek. I'm assuming that's what this means. Like this is supposed to be like Star Trek. And like DWAC is something high tech. So like this is like the computer they use in their spaceships. That's my headcanon, okay? It makes sense to me. Don't argue, please. We as players do not have all the time to play until you are really crazy. We as players not all have a lot of money. So again, he's saying you either require a retarded investment of time to grind out these floors like an unemployed loser, and like the guy that quick swaps is calling you an unemployed loser. Guys, let me just clarify that for you. The guy who is all about literally quick swap, he's calling you an unemployed bum. Possibly the sweatiest dude in the space when it comes to like getting numbers. That's what he's calling the argument. Just grind it out. Invest more time, blah, blah, blah. And so, if you're anybody that's been calling out this, or that's been calling out the people calling out this endgame, saying that they're bad, saying it's skill issue, saying they need to invest more time, saying that they're lazy, saying that they're effortless, saying that they just want the rewards. You gotta say all those same exact things to Wallenstein's then. That's what he's saying here. If you got shit to say, you need to go ahead and say it to this guy's face, where all he does, literally his entire like media presence online is about being good at games, and he's telling you you're being a fucking loser. Guys, this is like Donald Trump calling somebody racist. You gotta like take his word for it at some point, right? He's like, yeah, some people would know best. And I'm sure Wallenstein's knows what a loser is in the context of his experience in the space. Because, like, who do you think he's interacting with when it comes to, like, this being the he's fucking nerds, bro. Bunch of fucking nerds. Nothing better to do. So he'd know best what a loser is, I'm assuming. Since we got that covered, let's start reading more. Let's see what some of the specific problems with the situation are. To be honest, the situation is really bad now. This cell phone inflation. I'm assuming he means HP inflation. I don't know what cell phone inflation is supposed to mean. It's no longer a thing to be taken for granted. Try to see clear time of Jinsei S0R1. The result is really bad. Want to teach me skill issue? I'm sorry, I have a skill issue. Let's see here now. Let's see what this guy cooked up. Let's see the skill issue live. He even used Cantarella too. Oh, okay, okay. This is how you know he pulled out all the stops, as if he used Cantarella instead of Jeja. Yeah, Cantarella's rotation looks so bad, bro. I was like thinking about watching the whole thing, and then I realized I've seen too much Wuthering Waves gameplay to like really, and like this fight is like too long for me to like care about anything other than like the last 30 seconds. So like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip to like the last 45 seconds and we'll go from there. Yeah, okay, all right. He did some rotations. This is not really a. This team can quick swap. It's a little bit slower, and I don't think he's even doing it. Yeah, he ain't even quick swapping, so it's just, yeah, he's just been doing the same thing over and over. So, you can't reliably expect a Jinsei on a crit damage forecast to crit every single rotation, by the way. She's literally capped at like 79, 80% max. You theoretically need more than 5 of her skills to beat this guy, so one of them has to miss. So like you have to miss one, otherwise you're just crit fishing and giga lucky. And what I love best is look how there's still 30 seconds left. But you already know this is gonna feel a lot longer than the 30 seconds. And I want to know how many takes this was. I'm assuming this took him a lot of runs. And would you look at that? Bro, it's taking us some time here, boys. It's taking us some time here, boys. Hey, missed the crit though, but hey, let's see it. Boom! Hey, didn't miss that one though. So we have about 5 seconds left, right? 5 seconds left is not very good, but it's still cleared, right? It's still cleared. But there's some caveats we need to talk about with that, right? There's some caveats we need to talk about when it comes to that run. I think we already had the details of this pulled up right about here. Yeah, let's read it. So, enemy had their Spectre resistance reduced and their Havoc resistance reduced. So, for Lova, Shorekeeper, and Cantarella, Jinsei, and Shorekeeper were all getting the damage bonus there. Shorekeeper, not necessarily as much, right? But theoretically, all 3 of those guys got a damage boost in that team. Second, Jinsei wasn't really benefiting that much from the heavy attack bonus or the basic attack damage bonus, but Cantarella was getting the basic attack damage one. So there was at least a part of the team getting shielded to some degree. There was some benefit to it, right? Like the buffs were having a above 0 effect that was likely quite actually significant. So that's something to keep in mind. Now let's take a look at the investment level. As we all know, Wallenstein is one of the sweatiest players when it comes to the game, so I don't think the skill investment is something we need to necessarily talk about. I'm just assuming that he did his rotations well, and the ones that I saw at the latter end of the rotation looked fine, so I'm not going to dive into that. So we know that the skill was probably played at like a top 5, top 2% level. You might hope, right? With skills that high, maybe his Echo investment wasn't good. Maybe his Jinxie's trash, and that's why they clearly look bad. Right? Because that's where you would hope the balancing comes in. You either have insane Echoes, insane gear, insane sequence nodes, and you're maybe not that great at the game, or you're amazing, Giga God, Gacha God, and you just don't have that much stuff, and you're getting a lot done with little. Right? That's the balance people would expect. And Wallenstein's has a lot of the skill input, so you would hope he has dog shit Echoes. And the skill was why that clear was able to get done, right? Let's check it out. So first things first in the stat menu. Yeah, 134 ER is pretty good. 37.5% skill damage is also pretty good. Yeah, with only one wasted damage roll elsewhere, that's pretty good. R1 weapon. Nothing too crazy. All right, we got that 4-3-3-1-1. All right, so ooh, very, very nice and casual. Let me just take a look at this again. Okay, so we're missing a crit damage roll here. What the hell? The piece is good, but we missed a crit damage roll. But then we have crit rate, crit damage, ER, and resonant skill. And then we have crit rate, attack, ER, crit damage. Okay, that's another god roll. Okay, that's a god roll too. Okay, so the only issue with his build is basically every piece is like almost a god roll, and he's just missing one crit damage roll. Okay, so like, yeah, no, this Jinxie's it's got a resonant skill damage bonus on everything. I think you're okay missing one. You got 130 ER and resonant skill damage on everything. If your definition of that is it's just above average, you have several mental disabilities. And you don't know how numbers work, and I heavily suggest you take the time to go take like a... Would trigonometry cut it? If you think this Jinxie is mid, I don't think you've taken a high school math class. Yeah, no, I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah, you might have not taken algebra. You're saying the missing element of a crit damage roll suddenly turns 5 damage bonus rolls into like something not good. Like, brother, this is a probably top 1% Jinxie. In terms of actual performance, yes, the missing crit damage roll is made up for by the fact that every other piece is a 5 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5. Is it better than yours? Technically. I shall be the vessel. This is my Jancy. It's
May I pray
bad and like good.
For you?
It's like it's good in the sense that its raw stats are probably better than Wallenstein's, but I'm missing ER. Yeah, that's my Jinxie's problem. I'm missing ER, but like everything else is like way better than his. And I can tell you firsthand, it's guys, him and we basically do similar damage. We basically do, and I'm telling you this with this being one of my pieces, by the way. We do basically similar damage on our skill. Yes, mine hits for like 3. My hits for like 3 something. Oh, sometimes 400. But again, I'm telling you this. His is highly invested. And him having the 135 ER is actually fantastic for the character because she has the most expensive ultimate in the game. So yeah, the Jancy is obviously stacked up. S0 though. Wait, what was your point? The build's good, and Wallenstein's is good, so the TOA's overtuned, retard. Literally, the whole segment was about how Wallenstein is a good player, and so if the clear time is that bad, you would hope his echoes are shit. But his echoes are good, and so he's a good player, and his echoes are good, but the clear time's bad, so the problem is the game. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you dumb? Anyways. That's like the experience of you walking into class halfway through the lesson. So, like, don't do that. You know what I mean? You should just be at the stream at, like, the start of the video so you fully understand what's happening. Right? I'm assuming that that guy is retarded and just wasn't listening the whole time. I don't even know why he's showing the shorekeeper build. Who the fuck cares? Like, who's looking at his SK build? Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. Dude, that's a banger. Yo, you're fucking killing it with this one, bro. Hey, yo, Wallenstein, you're really killing the game with this. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you fucking shit up with this one. Nobody wants to see this shit, bro. Bro, this is like your uncle showing off the mole on his leg at the family barbecue. That's like literally what this is. Anyways, she's S0. And now we got the Cantarella, because the Cantarella... Wait, how the fuck did he use a 108 ER Cantarella? Wait, how the fuck did he use a 108 ER Cantarella? Was that why he griefed? Did he not have his ultimate? Or does she not need it? Or does he not need it because Jinsei gets off 2... Wait, let me just... Sorry, I need to review this real fast. Let me just see if he has his ultimate every rotation. Alright, he obviously uses it here. And then you do kind of like a split rotation between the two. He should be using it here. Okay, no, he don't have it. Oh, he doesn't need it. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, never mind. Wallenstein is using a rotation where he saves his perception drain. Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't need it. No, I don't even think he outros. Wait, does he? No, he does. Oh, no, he's quick swapping. Okay, never mind. So yeah, his Cantarella doesn't need the ER because he's spending time on her during Jinsei's rotation, right? To do like some of this goofy stuff over here, right? You can see it. So yeah, the ER doesn't seem to be an issue. He's working his way around it. So there you go. We've picked holes through this. We've basically taken a look at everything that could be wrong in this run. And we've come to the conclusion this shit is overtuned. It is not a skill issue. There's something wrong with the fucking game. So now let's see what else Wallenstein had to say over here. Remember, try to see the clear time of Jinsei S0R1. The result is really bad. Want to teach me skill issue. I understand that this problem can be solved with additional investment, like using Shorekeeper's S2 in the team, or Jinsei's S1 or S2 or S3. But for players who do choose to play their characters in S0R1, which is a big part of the player base, myself included, this becomes a very serious problem, especially for free-to-plays and casual players. There must be someone who's singing, "Are you a casual, bro? Why are you clearing endgame content? Do you want to top up in my account? Here is my UID." I wonder if somebody took him up on that offer. Chat, you can see my UID every single video. So, like, yeah, no, the offer's always been out there, but nobody's ever done it, which is actually kind of fucked up once you think about it. So, yeah, that's because that's the situation right here. Wallenstein is just just selling his body at this point. There's been another response, though. Because, yeah, he was this mad, bro. He wrote a whole fucking second page to this shit. That's why this issue is important. This is Hazard 1, right? And that's the thing. Hazard 1. Hazard 1, bro. Hazard 1. It's the first of the 3 floors. Sorry, it's the first of the 4 floors. The first boss. This is not supposed to be a hard one. Back in the day, Hazard 1 and 2 still made enough sense to be solved using old characters. As long as the rotation is good, you quick swap or even use a simple one. Players can get it done in a reasonable clear time. If your aim is to sell new characters, do it in Hazard 3 and 4. You wanna know what the fucked up part is? Bro, I don't even think the Edge Runner units are even that good. Right? Wallenstein's made this whole take, right? If this is to sell the characters, right? If this is just to sell the characters, right? Bro, I don't even think they deal with the Lampy Lumen that well. I'm not even joking. I really don't think they do so. Not at the level where it's like, oh my gosh, they're changing everything. Let's check it out real fast. All right. So I got some kind of shitty Moonlit Clouds pieces, so like, don't mind your own business. Oh yeah, she's popping. Let's check it out. Y'all ready? The most diseased boss in the game's history. Do you have S2 Lucy? No, I'm just an S0 R1 gamer. I'm just a relatable gamer, bro. I'm just like your dad. We're both dudes. We both like playing games.
With time.
We both do your mom. Every day. You see that parry?
Get ready for fireworks! Outdated model. Just getting started. Fire wallpaper thing.
All right, here we go. Look at that damage, bro.
Left yourself open. Data white. You're under new
Boom!
management.
Oh, you know what I realized? I forgot to open up with Lucy's ultimate.
Deleting your ass.
Let's see if it makes a difference.
Here, enjoy.
Bro, this is like a 345% crit damage Lucy, right? We're fully benefiting from all the buffs, right? Fully benefiting from the buffs, right? Check out this parry, though. Boom! Boom! Oh my gosh, that was crazy. This team's actually doing better than I thought. Yeah, no, I think my Lucy's... Hey, maybe Lucy's stronger than we thought, guys.
Not bad.
It's not even doing... I don't even think it's doing that well, relatively, though.
Almost feel bad.
Because you would hope that this would be able to take it down in 2 rotations, knowing how Giga Shield both these units actually are.
Nowhere to go.
Vow from the soul. Were I not? I engraft you new.
You would think so, right?
Loading.
But it's like a 3 rotation team, and like even the units, right, that are supposed to be getting sold, do they really feel that good compared to other units? No. And this is what I meant by every team in the game feels like bad.
System synced. Let's play. You're sour in my mood.
Oh my god.
Damn it. Share with your friends. Optics override.
Yeah, well, she should finish him off here, but...
Time to crack.
Okay, yeah, okay, well... I guess we didn't need the Lucy ult. That is with full-on shilling. Bro, you can't benefit from a buff any more than that. You can't benefit from a buff any more than that. And it's like looking like a regular team in regular resets. And of course, I think I played that one pretty well. We only got frozen like 1 time. We only actually messed up that last rotation, and the mess up we did didn't even matter for the clear time. So that was pretty much as close to like, that was like pretty much like a 95%. If you were to give that run a score, that's a solid A. Not even like A minus, that's like a solid like 95% on that run. And remember, that's with my Lucy having... I'm gonna be honest here, bro. I'm pretty sure her build is like a top 1%. Like, is your Lucy better than this? Like, yo, anyone got a better Atom Smasher than this one? Probably not, bro. I rolled this thing on day 1, diabolical. That's a pretty good 5 out of 5 piece. That's a pretty good piece as well, 4 out of 5 with a 9 and 9.9%. Oh, that's not bad either. The rolls are kind of low though. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, 10.5% right there. Yeah, that's pretty solid. With heavy attack, what you'll notice over here is that I have a heavy attack damage roll on every piece except for one of them. So those are her bonuses in the stage. You subtract the 40, I'm still at 65. My Lucy's at 65% heavy attack damage bonus in combat. You would expect this with the full shield team, right? Fully benefiting from buffs with that build on her Sig. Maybe it's okay if she 2 rotates the boss, right? Maybe it's okay if she 2 rotates this hoe at that level of investment. But you don't. And what do you think the clears look like if there's less investment? Bro, your S0R1 Lucy teams, if they gotta go to rotation number 4, you're not clearing. Basically, if you gotta go to rotation 4, you have a very good chance of not clearing. And this team almost got to rotation 4. So you can clearly see, even Hazard 1, if you're running the shield unit, the Lucy Rebecca, it still doesn't even feel that good. And you want to know what the funniest part about this is? Even the shield unit that's currently live right now, bro, this is the shield team. It doesn't even work here. It doesn't even work here because the guy's Glacio. So assuming that you pull what Kuro wants you to, which is Lucilla Hiyuki, bro, that shit doesn't even work here. So who is this floor made for? The Cyberpunk units don't stand out. Lucilla, the on-banner unit's getting booty tickled. Karta isn't even related to this buff other than being a basic attack damage dealer. Otherwise, you would have like some goddamn like fucking arrow in here. Who is this made for? There's no arrow here. This is a situation that's not particularly that good, right? You're even getting Wallensteins out here calling Kuro out, fucking up the endgame. And hopefully you've seen why. Hazard 1 and 2 should remain content accessible to a majority of players rather than turning into another DPS check that overly favors new characters and accounts with far higher investment rates. Wallensteins, this is like the thing. Bro, I don't think you even know what's wrong, Wallensteins. This isn't shilling on the level of HSR, Genshin, or ZZZ. I think you're confused by those games. You got PTSD from them. Those games design a boss. Imagine if the Lampy Lumens effect was, unless you're an edge runner, this guy's invulnerable. Unless you got Lucy or Rebecca on your team, he's invulnerable. A shield boss, guys, would be like them putting Nightmare Adam Smasher into the TOA with all of his effects. That's literally what Genshin does in their endgame. They actually just put Nightmare Adam Smasher into the game. Let's read what some of the restrictions of this fucking bastard motherfucker is. Are you ready? Are you ready for some of his restrictions? When Nightmare Adam Smasher HP drops to 50%, he enters hacker mode and dodges all attacks except those from Rebecca. Hoyo non-sarcastically puts this in their endgame. Like on their to get the gems, right? To get the primos, to get all this shit. They actually put in buffs like this. When Nightmare Adam Smasher's HP drops to 0, he enters Digital Nightmare mode, becoming immune to damage while gradually recovering HP to 40%. He enters phase 2. But if you have Lucy on your team, he instantly dies. I'm serious. Genshin has mechanics like that. If you bring in the right character, the boss instantly dies. And it's like this one character that has like a lunar reaction. Great. The boss is weak to this one lunar reaction that this one unit has. That is ZZZ's endgame. That is Genshin's endgame. Nightmare Adam Smasher is Hoyo's endgame. We are not there yet. Because until Kuro adds a boss, this little bitch is invulnerable unless you pull the on-banner unit. Then we can say we're at ZZZ level. We're at HSR level. We're at Genshin level. All we're at right now is, bro, everyone's getting fucked. In the TOA, everyone is getting their shit scooped. It's not like Lucy and Rebecca come in and they're like, wow, this shit's easy. No, they still gotta work, bro. They still have to fucking work. This ain't easy for anybody. Everyone's having a hard time. But you'll know that if you use Lucy and Rebecca in this game mode, bro, you can like low-key do it when you're not paying attention. You can multitask if you're playing Lucy and Rebecca against Adam Smasher. But you try playing a regular team into this bitch, you're dead. Bro, you try playing a regular team into this guy, you'll want to uninstall the game. And then when you play the Edge Runners team, you're like, I'm on a payphone. trying to call home. You're just having a good fucking time, bro. You don't even have to try. At the end of the day, I think we got to come to a realization over here. I think this is a very critical juncture for the Wuthering Waves community, just to see, hey, this is one of the most diabolical, destructive moves that we've probably ever seen the developer do. But can we as community members identify, A, what's the actual problem? Because no, it's not becoming Hoyoverse, it's becoming its own disgusting beast. But if we give them the feedback they're becoming too much like Hoyoverse, that's the wrong one, because they're not. They're just making the endgame hard for everybody. It's unfun for everybody. It's not like you pull the unit, you pulled Lucy or Rebecca, and you're calling home on the payphone. No, you're still having a shit time. And when your endgame doesn't appeal to anyone, whales don't like it. Sweat lords like Wallensteins don't like it. The average player doesn't like it. Guys, what are we doing here? We need to go get this stuff sorted out. Did you quit ZZZ for a year and, like, you still basically cleared the endgame? Yes, Wotads, I did. Because I made sure my account manager had the pulls to just get the newest unit. And every time I got the newest unit, I first timed the endgame without knowing any of the mechanics. Because my unit, I don't even need to know what they do. They just deleted the boss's entire kit. I remember when I pulled Yi Shungite, didn't even read her kit. I just spam basic attack buttons and I cleared Shiyu defense. I'm not even joking. I full cleared Shiyu defense, didn't even know how to play the fucking team. Because Yi Shungite had a special ability, she just deleted the boss's entire kit. Do you want that in Wuwa? Probably not. And there's a ton of different ways to make your endgame more challenging without doing what Hoyoverse did. Wuwa is obviously trying to do something else, but I don't think this shit is working out either, and we should let them know. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.